In Kansas, about 85% of adults charged with felonies cannot afford their own lawyer. My name is Makayla and my internship was at the Public Defender's Office downtown. I also went to the Sedgwick County Courthouse and jail frequently as well. About the Sedgwick County Public Defender's Office. The Sedgwick County Public Defender's Office is the largest office in Kansas. Attorneys here can have up to 100 or more cases. The public defenders are for clients from the Sedgwick County Courthouse who cannot afford their own attorney, and then they fill out this paper to get a court-appointed one. Cases in this office can range from dog bites to DUIs to murder cases. The mission statement of the Sedgwick County Public Defender's Office is to use community connections and resources to represent not just an individual case, but clients as a whole, put effort into fundamentally rebuilding our system, and to know the importance of developing connections with local community leaders for the establishment of the office. Another thing that's really important is to treat every client with dignity and respect. So this is 3 out of the 25 employees at the Sedgwick County Public Defender's Office. First, we have Sonia Strickland. She is the Chief Public Defender, and she has been an attorney for 17 years. Then we have Bok Kang. He is the Deputy Attorney, and he has been an attorney for 19 years. And then Jorge, who is in criminal defense, and he has been an attorney for 7 years. All of these people have helped me with my journey in my internship and taught me different things. So my main mentor was Bok Kang. He got his degree at the University of Mizzou. He has been an attorney for 19 years, and he has been a prosecutor and a defense lawyer. And a prosecutor is the person who charges the criminal or the one incarcerated. This isn't always like somebody suing another person, but it could also be the state against the criminal. So one of the tests I did was go to a lot of different court hearings. One thing I did not know going into my internship is that there are a lot of different types of court hearings that I thought was just trial, sentencing, done. But some of the court hearings I went to was arraignment, which this is the first appearance in front of the court. And then there's also preliminary hearings, and this is when the judge sees if there's even enough evidence or enough of a case for it to actually go to trial. And then we have jury trial, and this is when the prosecutor and the defense lawyer pick out their jury for the actual trial. There's a lot of us will one day have to go to jury trial. You'll get something in the mail or a phone call to go to jury duty. And on jury duty, when the attorneys pick certain jurors, it's not always like as easy as just picking random. Like for example, if we're doing a DUI case and one of the jurors had a family member who maybe got in a car accident with somebody driving under the influence, they would not be a good juror on this case because they could take in personal experiences instead of going in with an open mind. The next thing is trial, which is exactly what it sounds like. The prosecutor and the defense lawyer go in front of the jury and the judge to decide their sentencing. And the judge decides the sentencing. This can be jail time, probation, and other options as well. And then there's a lot more different types of court hearings that are involved in the courthouse. It is not like the movies at all, is what I've learned. There are so many more steps, and it takes so long, especially with COVID. Some of these cases that I was watching were 2 years ago, which is also difficult for when people come to the stand and talk about what happened, and you ask them specific things on this day, they don't exactly remember. So it's been difficult. So one of my tasks, I cannot do a whole lot because I do not have the right qualifications. So I did a lot of just watching and learning. But one of my favorite things to do was going to the jail, and we would talk to the clients who are incarcerated. Some of the things we would talk about while we were there were if they were going to plead guilty or if they wanted to actually take their case to trial. We would go to the clients and show them evidence. So Bach would bring his computer. You have to have special access to go to these rooms to talk with people, and we could bring our computers and different papers to show them new evidence from their case. And what's actually was crazy to me is that you will show them a video or picture of them doing what they're charged with, and they'll say, "That's not me, that's not me." And it's very obviously them, so it's kind of crazy. Another thing we would do is, from the defense side, you need characters. So what this is let's say the person incarcerated's sister would come and give a character report on them to the jury and the judge to hopefully help them in their case. This is called subpoenas. So we would go to the jail and ask them if there's anybody who give them a character case, and they would say, "My sister," give them the information that they need, the phone number, email, whatever, and then the investigator at the office would go find them and serve them a subpoena. And a subpoena is a legal document to tell the served that they have to testify in court. An example of this is when this guy who was incarcerated was for attempted murder, and it was on his stepdad, and his sister would come and say that during their childhood his stepdad was abusive or would cause fights a lot, to hopefully help him lower his sentence or give him a better view. So another test I did was mediation. A mediation is an evaluation of the client's life. Lawyers will ask an investigator or a social worker to do a mediation on clients. A mediation, they ask about every part of the criminal or the incarcerated person's life, from every single school they went to, all the relationships they have, criminal history. It's very, very detailed, and it's crazy also to know how much people don't remember about their life, and like remembering phone numbers or addresses where they lived. These detailed papers would mainly be about the client's life and possible abuse they endured, or mental health problems they have. And then defense lawyers will then present this to the judge to possibly convince the jury or the judge to reduce their sentence because of possible abuse, like I said, or mental health problems. So my first week at my internship is when I mainly learned about my mediation. I sat in on, instead of pro visit where you go inside the actual jail, you can do calls, and they're just video calls on a phone. And we asked this guy who was charged with murder just about his life, and it's very, very detailed. It took weeks to even get all the information, and then after that you have to separate the information and make it organized to present to the judge. This guy, when we were asking him about his life, you could see that he had a lot of abuse during his childhood, a lot of gang members in and out of his house. His mom would openly do different type of drugs in front of him, which is pretty common with a lot of the people incarcerated. You will see they endured abuse during their childhood. They just didn't have a stable life growing up. So some skills I acquired. Teamwork, number one. I saw how important it is to work as a team and get second opinions, and that two minds are greater than one. Communication skills, so learning how to talk to different types of clients, from the actual inmates to their families, and like how they react to different types of things, and how to talk to them when they're getting upset about their case or different types of things, or if they're confused. I'm more educated on what I can do with my major. Bach helped me a lot with different ideas I could have with my major and what I should do after school, and different routes I can take for my future career. And then also leadership skills and how important it is to be affirmative and to take charge in certain situations. So my best or most exciting day of internship was my first time in jail. So I'm pretty sure I said before that it's called pro visit. You have to go through at least like 5 locked cells to get into the actual pro visit. And pro visit is mainly just for lawyers, attorneys, investigators, people on the case. And once you get in there, it is a cement 2x2 room with a desk and 2 chairs, very small. And we go in there and talk to them. And the first time that I went, so when you close the door behind you, it locks. And Bach soon let me know that you do not lock yourself in the room with the incarcerated in a metal room. That was very nerve-wracking, but it was also super exciting. So one of the special events I did was the driver's license clinic. So Bach volunteered to do this driver's license clinic to help people with suspended driver's license and give them pretty much free legal help. What I did, I was only there for a couple hours, but I helped check people in, and if they had questions on their paperwork, I would help them fill it out the best that they could. I helped a lot of these people with their suspended driver's license and other things as well. So my post-secondary plans is to attend Kansas State University in the fall. I plan to major in criminal psychology. It will take me 4 to 6 years to get my degree, depending on if I want to get my PhD in psychology or not. And then I'm hoping to be a criminal psychologist and then one day be an expert witness for the court system, which is pretty much just people will call me in to do analysis on their clients, and I can say if they have any mental health problems or some, like I said, abuse they had during their childhood, and I can come in and talk for them. And then I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you to my mentor and my support network. I also just wanted to thank everybody from the Sedgwick County Public Defender's Office for being welcoming and helping me learn so much. Everybody was so helpful and patient during this journey, and I really enjoyed this experience. I also cannot wait to take everything I learned from this internship and take it with me through college and my everyday life. I also wanted to thank Mrs. Burkamp and AHS for this opportunity for me to go out and actually have this internship. It has been an amazing experience, and even though I am sad to see it end, I am excited for the next chapter in my life. And I lastly want to thank you all for listening to my presentation.